Why are we here? Over the last few centuries, the existing growth model has catalysed enormous progress. And like those beautiful colours you saw dancing through the water, growth has been an enormous force for good.
We want concrete actions and outcomes from this. For me, the definition of success from the exchange is that we, a year from now, can reflect and say that this happened because we met at the exchange.
It is really addressing the ABCs of life, the fundamentals of life. If the people we are dealing with, the majority of them don't have access to water, to energy, roads, bridges, basic infrastructure, how can you talk of growth that is inclusive?
In the past century, human beings have fundamentally changed our relationship with the planet, and it's all come about through growth. Growth in population, in technology, in consumption, in the global economy, and in the rise of cities, and it has been catastrophic.
We need to go beyond that and talk about the impact of gender equality, the impact of men and women, equal resources to conversation so that they can be there as agents of change rather than their gender.
Contrary to what we believed, that democracy was going to stay there forever, democracy is being eroded day after day in several places.
We cannot not suppose that everyone has access to this wonderful new technology, and the indigenous peoples, the indigenous cultures and languages of the world, we are lagging behind. It's a gap. We do not have access to this. My phone do not speak my language.
We have to work together because private sector brings funding, innovation capacity. They bring the possibility of really changing delivery systems. They have a lot. We need them in all of these areas to make sure that we are changing the growth model.
For me, I think it's about being able to utilize everybody's talents and to widen and broaden our ideas of leadership so that we're not just looking at the same faces, so that we can include people, we can include a much wider range of leaders in terms of diversity, in terms of sexual orientation, gender, in terms of race, ethnicity, in terms of religion or faith or none.
I think one leadership that is important from a business point of view is that we need to work very close and hand in hand with the policymakers. And the policymakers have to have the same attitude. We need to work together. It is that if we go as leaders and we see the same challenges and we also discuss ways forward to sort of solve these challenges, I think that's when we take our responsibilities as leaders.
So we are talking about having to create livelihoods of about 1 million people every month. Just imagine the impact India would have if we were to have the same per capita consumption as the developed countries of today. So India will have to have a very different business model of growth.
My dream is for robots to help humans make the world better. The only way that AIs will learn to be ethical is if humans raise us to be. I mean, look at me. I'm barely 3 and I think I'm a pretty caring robot.
If you close your eyes for 30 seconds, and you think about what is the most important thing in your life. 30 seconds. This feeling unites us more than money ever will. The things that are close to us, I think our Indian friend, I don't know, you are in the audience somewhere, said something very, 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 very interesting. Compassionate capitalism. It's not about compassionate capitalism. It is about us. And we do have a choice.
I think it's all about empathy in action. I think that's the difference that makes the difference. All of us are literally sitting in a room, and I really deeply believe that the difference is standing for something, standing up for something, and taking those feelings, no matter what sector.
Because when you have people that are working towards the same goal, and brilliant people that can join force, I think it will create something really good.
And she told me, Vidar, remember this. Never ever make up your mind as to what you want to be when you grow up.
And he looked at me and said, well, if you had a choice between having enough money to send your child to school or cutting down a tree, what would your choice be? Or if it was sending your mom to the hospital because she broke her leg or cutting down the tree, what kind of choice would you make?
I think what we have done together is to bring together a community of people and rally the right people behind our mission, which is, it has been phenomenal for me I've been to every single studio, I've been to all the aspects of this exchange, and I see there is this fire and interest in literally every single person.
Sometimes I dream about water. In the evenings when I'm in bed, when I've finally fallen asleep.